All right, buckle up, everybody. We're diving deep into the world of the Radha Soami faith.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good one.
For anyone who might not know, the
Yeah.
Radha Soami, they're all about meditation, inner experience.
Yeah, really big on that.
But things have gotten,
Interesting.
oh yeah, very interesting lately with some,
Statements.
some statements that the current guru GSD has been making.
Yes, he's really shaking things up in the community.
And that's what we're gonna
dive into.
dive into today.
Yeah.
There's this
YouTube video.
this YouTube video that everyone's been talking about, breaking down
This viral clip.
a viral clip of GSD.
So good.
And but before we get to that,
Yes.
we need to make sure everyone listening,
Everyone's on the same page.
on the same page about one of the core,
Radha Soami beliefs.
yes, specifically about what happens after death.
Right. So traditionally in Radha Soami, when a follower dies, it's not like their soul just disappears
Right.
or gets reincarnated. Instead, it's believed that the guru, in this like radiant form, goes and collects the soul.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then guides that soul to these higher spiritual realms
Okay.
where it can continue its journey towards
Yeah.
merging with God.
So essentially, the guru acts like a
Spiritual guide.
like a guide, kind of leading the soul to
ultimate union.
ultimate union with God.
Right.
And this is like a core belief for them, right? This isn't just some
Oh, absolutely not. It's fundamental, like shapes their whole understanding of the path to God, the role of the guru, like a central pillar.
a central pillar.
Absolutely. It's holding up their entire structure of faith.
So imagine you're a devout follower, you've grown up with this belief.
Right.
Then GSD comes along, drops this line.
Oh, boy.
You and God are already one.
Mic drop.
Yeah, I know. What do you even say to that?
Yeah, and that's exactly where the cognitive dissonance comes in, right?
Oh, yeah.
GSD's statement, so simple, but it totally challenges this long-held belief
Yeah.
about a separate soul needing to reach God.
Right.
He's essentially saying there is no separation.
Wow.
There's no distance to bridge because you're already there. And this isn't just some, theological debate.
Right.
This has huge implications for how followers understand their own spiritual practice.
Yeah, because if you're already one with God,
Right.
what's the point of all that meditation, all that striving for union?
Yeah, it's like GSD hit delete on a core concept.
It's like he just erased it.
Right. And this kind of thing, it happens a lot, not just in Radha Soami.
Right.
Throughout history, you see religious and spiritual movements grappling with new interpretations of their core beliefs.
Yeah, it makes you think of like the Protestant Reformation
absolutely.
or even just, new schools of thought popping up in Buddhism.
Exactly. It's that tension between, maintaining the old, adapting to the new.
Yeah, totally
Big round
tension. So where does the guru's authority fit into all of this? Because,
Great question.
in Radha Soami, the guru's word is,
It's everything.
it's everything, yeah.
The guru is like the ultimate authority. The living embodiment of the path
So to even question the guru.
is almost unthinkable.
Really?
There's this saying, if the guru tells you to drench your prayer mat in alcohol, you do it.
Oh, wow.
It's like that level of
Arr.
obedience.
Wow, okay.
That's how deeply ingrained the concept of surrendering to the guru's wisdom is.
So this creates a huge dilemma for followers.
Absolutely.
Like they're trying to reconcile these two completely opposite ideas.
Right.
This traditional teaching of the soul's journey guided by the guru.
Right.
But then you have their current guru saying,
You don't need the journey.
yeah, you don't need the journey.
Right.
So who do you listen to?
It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, like how do you choose?
If you reject the traditional belief, you're shaking the foundation of your faith.
Right.
But if you reject the current guru's words, you're undermining his authority.
Right. Yeah.
And that's like a core tenet of the entire path.
Mm-hmm. So this isn't just some, intellectual debate.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's
It's a deep struggle.
Yeah, a deep personal struggle.
Absolutely. They're forced to confront these really tough questions about their beliefs and their relationship with their guru.
And it really shows how we as humans tend to just avoid anything that challenges what we already believe.
Oh, 100%. We crave that cognitive harmony.
Yeah.
Anything that disrupts that,
Makes us uncomfortable.
super uncomfortable.
Okay, so we've set the stage.
Yes.
We have a very ingrained belief. We have a controversial statement coming from someone incredibly respected.
Right.
And a whole community trying to figure out how to fit these two seemingly opposite forces together.
Trying to make sense of it all.
But before we jump into what all of this could mean,
Right.
I want to know what GSD's alternative actually looks like.
Yeah, what does it actually mean?
Yeah, what does it mean to shift from this striving to reach God
Yeah.
to this realizing the oneness that supposedly already exists?
Big question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Like, it's one thing to say you're already one with God,
Right.
but how do you actually, like, live that,
Right, exactly.
experience it?
What would that shift look like in terms of like spiritual practice?
Yeah.
Are we talking about like totally different approaches to meditation or, I mean,
Are we reinterpreting existing practices?
yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily about getting rid of the old practices,
Oh, okay.
but maybe approaching them with a new lens.
Yeah. Okay.
Like in the traditional view, meditation was all about purifying the soul,
Right.
chipping away at the layers, separating you from God.
Yeah.
It was like striving, reaching for something far off.
But with this new way of seeing things, it seems like it's more about recognizing that the goal is already achieved.
It's already there.
Yeah.
You're not reaching for something out of reach.
Yeah, it's about, like, uncovering what's already there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, imagine you're looking for your keys.
Right.
Frantically, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh, they were in my pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not that the keys weren't there.
Right.
You were just looking in the wrong place.
Right. Okay.
So similarly, this new perspective says, the divine isn't out there somewhere
Mhm.
waiting to be attained.
Right.
It's already present
Inside you.
within you. Exactly. Just hidden by, our perceptions and mental clutter.
So meditation becomes less about striving, more about quieting the mind.
Yeah, just removing those barriers
Yeah.
that are preventing us from experiencing that inherent oneness.
Right. Yeah.
And this shift, it affects more than just meditation.
Oh.
It changes how you see yourself, the world, even your relationship with the divine.
Mhm.
Like GSD says, I don't have to go anywhere. I just have to feel his presence within me.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating this constant awareness
Right.
of the divine.
In every moment?
Exactly. Not just when you're, formally meditating.
That's really beautiful.
It is.
It makes me think about, like, the whole mindfulness thing that's become so popular.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's not so much about achieving some state of enlightenment,
Right.
but recognizing the, like, perfection that's already there within and around us.
I like that. And that's where things get really interesting.
Oh, how so?
Because if you really think about that,
Yeah.
it challenges some pretty deep-seated beliefs about reality and what it means to be human.
Like what?
Well, if we're already perfect, then what's the point of all this spiritual striving?
Right.
What happens to concepts like sin or karma or, needing to be saved?
This feels huge, like a paradigm shift, not just a tweak.
It's a whole reinterpretation.
Yeah, of the entire path.
And, some followers are probably freaking out a little bit.
Well, yeah, I would be.
Some might see this new understanding as like freedom
Right.
from that cycle of always striving and yearning.
Right, yeah.
But for others, it might feel like a threat to their sense of security,
Yeah.
their identity even.
Yeah, totally. Because change is hard.
It is.
And especially when it comes to things we believe so deeply.
We're wired to resist it. We want things to make sense.
We crave that sense of order.
Absolutely. And when someone comes along and challenges that,
It can feel like your whole world is falling apart.
it's like someone pulled the rug out from under you.
And that feeling of disorientation, uncertainty.
You can be terrifying
Yeah, it can be.
to some people.
So it's no wonder people get defensive.
Right.
Cling even tighter to what they believe.
Especially when they're faced with that kind of challenge.
But isn't there also the possibility for growth in those moments?
Oh, absolutely.
When things get shaken up,
Yeah.
like it's like cracking open a geode.
Perfect analogy.
Like, it might not be pretty at first,
Right.
but what's revealed inside?
Can be breathtaking.
Yeah.
That process of questioning, reevaluate,
Even though it's painful,
even though it's hard.
it can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world. It's like that quote, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom.
Beautiful.
I love that.
So true.
So, okay, back to the Radha Soami community.
Right.
How are people actually responding to this new perspective?
It's hard to say for sure.
Right.
Looking at social media, online forums,
Yeah.
it seems like there's a whole range of responses from like total embrace
Right.
to outright rejection.
Makes sense.
Some people see it as a natural progression.
Yeah.
Others see it as like a betrayal
So has this happened before in Radha Soami?
Like past gurus introducing new interpretations. I
Yeah.
mean, there have been times when new interpretations or even practices were introduced,
Right.
but they were usually framed within, the existing belief system.
Okay.
But what GSD is saying, it seems to go deeper, it challenges
Yeah, it challenges the whole approach
the whole approach.
to
Exactly.
the spiritual journey.
And remember, questioning the guru
Yeah.
is practically taboo.
So followers aren't just grappling with the cognitive dissonance.
Right.
They're also dealing with this deeply ingrained conditioning
Exactly.
to trust and obey the guru without question.
Blindly, almost.
It's like this tension between blind faith and critical thinking.
Oh, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, how do you reconcile what you think
Right.
with what an authority figure tells you?
And you're supposed to trust them.
Implicitly.
Yeah.
And this isn't just a religious thing either.
Right.
We see this in families, in workplaces, in politics.
When someone challenges what we believe,
Especially if we trust them.
we have to choose.
Right, accept it blindly.
Or think critically.
Even if it means questioning the source.
And that's the big question, isn't it?
That's the million-dollar question.
Where's the line between faith and reason?
Between obedience and critical thinking.
Can you even find a balance?
It's a question that's probably been around,
Forever.
yeah, pretty much since the dawn of,
Belief systems.
yeah, belief systems, exactly.
And there's no easy answer.
Not at all.
No formula.
That's personal,
Yeah.
It's about discernment.
Weighing the evidence.
Understanding your own, biases, your motivations.
It's probably never really finished, is it?
I don't think so. I think as we learn new things, our understanding grows.
Yeah.
We might find ourselves, rethinking our beliefs.
Over and over again.
Exactly. And that's actually a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Because we're not stuck, we're open to change.
Growth.
Yeah, it's the difference between blind faith, which is, rigid,
Yeah.
and what some people call living faith, which is
More flexible.
dynamic, adaptable.
So maybe the takeaway here isn't about who's right or wrong,
Right.
like whether GSD is a heretic or, enlightened.
Yeah, it's not about that.
Maybe it's about looking at this whole situation and using it,
To reflect.
to reflect on how we approach belief and authority.
I love that. That's such a good point.
It's like a mirror,
It is.
reflecting back at us.
Absolutely. And whether you're a Radha Soami follower
Right.
or a member of another faith or even, someone who doesn't subscribe to any religion.
You're still confronted with these questions.
Yeah, like how do I form my beliefs? Who do I trust? What happens when I get conflicting information?
It also shows how dangerous it can be to just accept anything blindly,
Oh, yeah.
even if it's coming from someone we respect.
Someone we think is an authority.
We might want to believe there's always a simple answer.
Right. One right way.
Yeah.
But the world is messy.
Yeah, it's more complicated.
It's nuanced, complex.
And that complexity can be scary,
it can be
but it can also be
liberating.
liberating, yeah,
It's scary because it forces us to think critically,
to question things.
question assumptions, be okay with not knowing all the answers.
Yeah.
But it's liberating because it frees us from dogma,
Right, it lets us create our own understanding.
a more personal, authentic understanding.
So what would you say to someone who's listening to all this and feeling really shaken,
Yeah, someone who's deeply invested in their beliefs. I would say it's okay to feel confused,
Yeah.
to have doubts, even to feel, angry or betrayed.
Right.
Those are all normal reactions.
When your whole world is being challenged.
Exactly. And don't judge yourself for feeling those things.
And maybe instead of seeing this as a crisis of faith,
Yeah.
think of it as an opportunity.
A chance for growth.
Yeah, to really explore.
To go deeper.
To look at your beliefs and your values.
Ask yourself those tough questions.
Yeah.
What resonates with me? Why is this so important to me?
Yeah.
Am I willing to rethink things?
Even if it means changing my perspective.
Exactly.
It all comes back to that original question.
Yeah.
How do we handle the tension between faith and reason?
Tradition and evolution.
Is there a right answer?
Probably not.
Yeah. No, probably not.
Everyone has to figure out their own path.
Their own way of making sense of it all.
Yeah, and it's a process,
Experiment.
trial and error.
Constantly refining and adapting.
Exactly.
And the most important thing,
Be curious.
Mhm.
Be compassionate.
to yourself and to others,
Absolutely. We're all in this together.
Right.
We're all just trying to figure things out,
make sense of the world.
find our place.
And even though there might not be any easy answers,
Right.
just the act of questioning, exploring, talking about it openly.
It can lead to a deeper understanding
Yeah.
of ourselves, the universe, everything.
Well, this has been a deep dive
Yeah,
into the Radha Soami faith, and I don't know about you, but I'm definitely feeling like I need some quiet time to process all this.
me too. It's amazing how, even something that seems really specific,
Niche,
yeah, niche, can make you think about the big
the
questions.
human condition.
Exactly.
So, to our listeners, we'll leave you with this.
Yeah.
What if everything you believed in was challenged by someone you trusted?
Mm.
How would you deal with that?
It's something to think about.
Until next time, keep diving deep.